In this session, I want to go more really deep into the product and see all the nice features and tools and integrations we talked about. So it will be very less slides and more product deep dive and some showcase how the product really works and how is the daily business using all this nice stuff. So as said, I'm the solution architect, so a technical guy from the German region and mostly also in the customer cases together with the partners. So for the small agenda for today, so first we will deep dive a little bit more into the personalized dashboard, which we already saw a little bit in the different slots, and also how we can handle the international sites, how we can deal with different user groups, target groups, and also power users, not so power users, editors. And then we go into the concepts, how we can launch new campaigns, how we can work with the landing page editor, make some targeted content, put products into the landing pages, and also acquire different markets using all these nice tools that the DXP solution offers for us. And when we have the nice campaigns started, we also need content which is optimized for special target groups, optimized for the region, for the markets. And there we have a lot of options how we can use all this existing AI framework within Ibexa to manage the content and to optimize the content. And later on some preview on how these campaigns, which are just scheduled and deployed to different markets, can be optimized to get more performance and some more insights on this. And if there will be some questions at the end, we can, of course, make some nice Q&A session. So for this use case today, for the marketing campaign launch in a different market, we will use some of the existing components from the whole DXP world. So we will have some parts from the headless part with search and DAM system and product management and personalization, but then we have, of course, a lot of experience. Landing pages, customer data platform with personalization, data collection, and in this case a little bit less for commerce because we do not have so many time to also look into the commerce. So this will be a sneak preview what is also possible. So that was it for the slide deck. Then we can directly jump into the product and see what we can create there. So maybe you saw today we have this our demo setup with Helse, so this medical company which does have several products. So we have a nice product catalog and also some nice landing pages in this company and showcase some interesting content. So first of all, as a marketeer, we want to log into the dashboard and go into the product and customize this default dashboard. Because also these dashboards are based on blueprints. So you can pre-create for your different user groups dashboards which match their daily business. So there are a lot of different layouts and widgets and blocks which can be used. For example, there are some presets I can just use and restructure the dashboard because I do want to have some different approach for this. And for the existing blocks, so for the quick actions, I put it a little bit more down to another block. And here at the top, I have now some free space. Because I'm a marketer, I want to see the performance of my pages, of my products, of my orders. So we can use some of the blocks here. For example, if you want to have some website analytics. So what is currently on our website, how many visitors do we have, how it's performing. So in this case, Helse does have some integration for Matomo. So we can integrate every kind of analytics tool and tools which you already have or the customer has in his infrastructure and configure the dashboard widgets for it. For example, here we can have some real-time visitors or we can put some statistics about how do the visitors react over time. So we can say here currently there's nobody on the current website, but we can have some nice statistics. So you can shift around and build your own dashboard. But beside the performance of the site, we also want to see some statistics about the products. So how many products do we have from different product categories, different types of the products? So we can have here some limitation, for example. So we want to have 5 product categories, and we get some nice charts. So this is out of the box there, and you can use this to have some statistics about different parts of the product, and this can be very easily customized in this concept. And for example, we want to have orders. So where's orders? Orders by status. Yeah. So how many orders do we currently have in the system? So pending and processing. So let me filter it out. And last month. So it's looking like this. Okay, so we see here some balance between the different orders and which are processed. So we can have a list also with orders with different view. So you can jump directly into the order if you want to have this. But also if you work with bigger teams, for example, let me use this recent activity and put it a little bit up. So I'm working as a marketer then in my team. So I want to have here filtered for specific users, so you can define which users and which actions you want to have, working on products, working on variants, working on locations. So I can really drill it down and only see this, this process and these events which are relevant for your daily business. So if working with products or working with content, making translations or whatever, can be shown here. So if you log in a team, then you see directly what other people are doing. Okay, good. That's quite nice. So I can publish this, and this can be then also used as a blueprint for other editors, which are in a specific group, for example. If they log in the first time, then they will get such a site from the blueprint. Okay, so then as the next step, we are the marketer. I want to see how our site is looking currently. So we saw already that there is different views in the system. So I'm currently logged in as a marketer view. So I get all these nice previews because I'm not a technical person, so I want to see what I'm editing and all the stories which are here. I can look into it and see how they look in the specific channel, because we have much more channels. Yeah, so the website, I will just switch to the website. Here we have the website, which is our international website. It has many different translations. And you can have the sites on different domains, subdomains, so you can handle really a lot of different sites in your backend. And so you can switch here between the sites. For example, skincare campaign, which is there, so you can switch into the campaign and see only the content which is relevant for this campaign. And when you are an editor which is working only in this campaign, then you do not care about all the other sites which are already in the system. So let us switch back to English and go to the standard site. But when I'm not this kind of editor, I want to see more technical information or how many translations does this content have and so on. So I can exit the full view and go into a little bit more detailed information. Yeah? How many translations are there? Which are the URLs? Which are the authors? The relations? And so on. There are much more information. And also, for example, which is very, very relevant, some SEO preview, because the SEO component is also inside the product, and it's automatically mapping the different fields from the input of the contents and creates some nice previews on the different channels when you share it on social media, for example. Okay, so, but now we want to use all this content and nice products which we have in a new campaign. So for this, we have the site factory feature, and in the site factory feature, we can select from different themes. So inside the project, you can have different themes. It can be a microsite for a product, it can be a customer portal, it can be an event site, so social media, interaction site, whatever. So there will be different themes, and from these themes you can select something what you want to do inside your project. And this is also created from some blueprint. But if you want to go more deep dive on the site factory feature, we will have tomorrow some nice presentation from Lionel, only dedicated on this site factory feature. And I want to create some nice, new products in Asia. For example, as a campaign to get a new market, I create a product site, and you can select on which domain or subdomain this want to run. So currently we have for this demo system this domain, and I will just call it Singapore for the marketing campaign, which we want to start with the product site and showcase some new products, some new features for this region, which is quite new for us. We have the English side and French side, and now we want to have some site in the Asia section. So I use Mandarin Chinese as a default language for this new site, and create it. So now the system creates a new site and launches it on the domain which I have pre-selected, and uses the skeleton which was defined there. So here I should have now some empty site. Yeah, we will work on it in a few minutes. And here are some skeletons. So I have for the product site already predefined some contents. Yeah, so career site, news site, stories, and so on. Which is predefined, and this blueprint is used to create some new campaigns and some new sites. So now I get some nice overview. There are different views, for example, that you can see here, okay, on which domains, subdomains this site is located. And you will find also this site now in the content structure. So I'm now focused in the health. And here we have new products in Asia as a new site for this target group and the country. But as a marketeer, I want to now switch into the overview so that I can see which pages we already have. So we have some customer portal, we have the Germany site, we have some French sites, some international sites. So many sites I can manage within one Ibexa DXP solution. And here we have skincare, and this is, my Chinese is not so perfect, but I think this is the correct site. It was automatically translated. So I have defined a language, and now in the background, the skeleton was completely already translated using the translation tools from Ibexa to the target language. But so, okay, the Chinese Mandarin is there, and we can go into the edit mode. Okay, so in the blueprint, there was currently nothing, so we can start to create some nice site. Let me check, and here we have some nice CTA, yeah, some nice banner we want to place at the top. So I select an image, I can use the search, wallpaper, yeah, wallpaper, Singapore, this sounds fine. Looks good. The title, new products in Asia. Health's new office. Okay, so this looks quite good, and we can select the design, should be a nice wallpaper, and create a blog. So now, yes, nice teaser for the products. And of course, we now need some contents. So there are different blocks we can use. For example, we can use some collection or scheduling. So there are different options. And let me go to my bookmarks. So I can use here some nice contents, which we have already generated. Okay. Good. So we have some contents, and also for these contents there are different views, because depending on your campaign which you want to target, I have this simple list view. There are also some different views I can configure for my blog, so something like this looks much nicer, but I need more contents, and also I see that this title is quite too long for this nice blog, so generally it looks nice. But it's a little bit too long. So let me go into the edit mode here directly. So I switch into the edit mode and optimize it a little bit. Smartwatches in healthcare, that can be a little bit shorter. Visualizing support. Okay, should be fine. And also the teaser here, for example, when I'm already editing the content, so I can optimize it generally. So also the teaser text is a little bit too long, so I can shorten them up and use these included AI features for this. Okay, it's quite nice. I can use it. And as we are going into new markets, maybe it's a little bit better to simplify the language, yeah, because we have the official language is English in Singapore, besides Mandarin, but the English can be also complex from a language scope, and we have the AI tools here. We can rewrite the text, or we can just use AI to simplify the meaning of the text and use a little bit less complex wording, so that for this region, this should be more nicer to read and also to understand. Okay, now it's replaced and we have it created. Okay, for the picture, if we don't like this picture, we can, for example, use an external DOM, or you can use the image library, which is included into Ibexa. For example, I can search here for existing pictures. I can filter them out by orientation. For example, landscape, I can define some text, some filters, so there are many options how you can use the search within the existing DOM. And I will use this one. This looks quite nice. And if I like, I could also set the focal point to it, so if we rescale the pictures to different devices, so that always the crop will be the correct meaning of the cropping, that we just not crop heads or things like this. And we can also use some different cropping patterns if we want to. But currently, this looks quite nice. Okay, this is good. And we see alternative text. This is not perfect, so we also use some AI to analyze the text. So now it's sent to the OpenAI, and it's analyzed and creates a much more nicer alternative text for this picture. Okay, this looks quite good. This can be published. Then we go back and save this. Okay, good. Okay, so here, yeah, of course, I could set the focal point and the cropping would be better, but for now it's fine. And maybe I would need some additional contents because free is not looking very perfect in this scope. So I add just 2 additional stories. Then it will look nice. Okay, good. So now we want to place products for the region. So I can use, for example, the product catalog block and select the predefined catalogs. We will also jump into the catalogs and see how this works and how this can be adjusted to a dedicated region. For example, we have here the catalog for the Singapore region. And if a reseller for this region is logging in, then we want to show him, for example, digital services. A totally different product catalog to personalize, depending on the target group, who's currently on the site. So we can showcase different products because it's matching more. When there is a reseller, he wants to get some support or some teaching, coaching, whatever. Depends on the target group. Okay, let us make here 3 products. This should be fine. Okay, 3 products. And in the next step, we will see how we can adjust the product catalog to match really the target region, for example. And of course, what is also required is some lead generation. So when we, there is the 0, the form. So we can put here some form into this block. And there are some predefined forms. So, for example, a newsletter. When we launch a new region, we want that users subscribe so that we can build profiles and with some profile information, some interest, so that we can use the CDP, for example, to target these users based on their profile, skin type, what we have seen in the previous presentation and things like this. So we need to collect some information, and we can use the newsletter subscription here, for example. Okay, let us check how it looks. Looks quite nice, but this needs a nice teaser, so I will use the headline and put here some nice headline. Subscribe to our newsletter. Okay. Finish. Yeah, looks quite good. And now we have the personalized catalog, we have the newsletter subscription, and maybe we want to do some more personalization. We have already seen that there is the option with the targeting block, which can directly target content from the CDP. So beside the product catalog itself, we have to define here a default content. And so, what's this? Okay, let me discard and select again. Okay. So I will put some story, which we have here. Okay, our new office in Singapore. And when there is a B2B company, for example, then we want to showcase the product. Yeah, so we go to the product catalog and select some nice product. For example, the beauty coaching, which looks quite nice. So now we have a targeted block. So we have here our new office in Singapore, which is quite interesting for this campaign. But if a B2B customer gets on this site, yeah, then we will get, did I lost it? No, not showing. Strange. Okay, it does not like this product. Okay, so basically, then we can switch here back, and we have quite nice site for now, which looks, we have a leading formula, we have some products, and we have some contents, and so we can introduce this to a site. Okay, when I want, I can send it to my colleague to proofread and use the workflow system so that this new site for the new country will be quality checked and checked for the language, or I can directly publish it. So for now, I will directly publish it, and we will see in our site factory, let me check here, we have our sites, the view list, and we have now our Singapore site. So, looks quite nice. Okay, good. So we have the products, and we have now the subscription. Okay, good. So now, there was something with the products, yeah? So I can go back and use our PIM system and go to the catalogs, because we have here created this, or used this Asia-Singapore product catalog. Let me adjust it. Because all the products, here now we have a lot of products, maybe they are not perfect for the country, so we can use the taxonomy feature, because all the products are assigned to different categories and to different taxonomy trees, and depending on which product it is, you can either assign products to a specific area of the product itself, or for example, we can also use the taxonomy feature to define the availability, for example, for a specific region or for a specific city when you have some on-site trainings or something like this. So we can now filter down all these products from the PIM system to only these products which are assigned to this region and are available in this region. Okay, these are currently in our demo set 3 products. And this can be now saved. So I drilled down now the site to only the products which are available for this region. Okay, let me see here. Yeah, we see here already they have some nice translations. Yeah, so quite nice. They appear directly in Mandarin. And let me check here the products itself. Okay, for example, the blood gas analyzer. Let me view the product. Okay, we have here all this information, we have the availability, we have the translations. So we see here as a marketeer, when we go live with this product, if everything is ready. Yeah, so we have all these physical settings, we have all these dimensions, we have the availability, prices are set, and also the translations are available. So this is quite nice to double check before you really go online with some products in a specific region. Okay, so this looks quite nice, and now we wanna see how, for example, we can translate some nice content, yeah? Because we have here on our landing page smartwatches in healthcare, for example, and we can go to the backend, smartwatches in healthcare. So this is the content which we are currently using. So there is this content exists in English, which is basically a fallback language to all these other sites. And we can go here and use the automated translation feature and choose Mandarin as a translation. So now it's everything sent to the translation service. It can be Google, it can be DeepL, or some custom translation service which is used. And everything is translated. Yeah, so this looks quite good. And even the SEO fields which are dedicated, created here, are translated into some nice Mandarin. Maybe somebody here can understand this. I'm not fully sure, but it looks quite good. Okay, so this is now here set, and we can see how this looks like. Okay, let me check here the content so that I do not have to search it. I can directly use the URL. I removed something too much. Site, I removed the site. So. Stories. Okay, this is the English version. I can use now the language switcher and get this Chinese version, which is quite nice to have it here. And yeah, if you have some specific campaigns, there is also some nice feature for the marketeers, which can use some custom URLs, for example. You can create here, for example, new campaign and say, okay, for the English side, it should be redirect or it should be not redirect. So you can make some flyers, some newsletter campaigns, which directly redirects the users when they go on the site to a specific content. It can be a product, it can be a landing page, it can be a blog post, news, whatever. So this is a quite nice feature which can be used to put on a campaign. So new, I will call it Asia campaign. Okay, without a redirect. Good. So we have set this up. And now we should also be able to have here a direct link to our new campaign. New Asia campaign. Yeah, so it's not redirected. The content itself is somewhere in the navigation tree, but for the campaign, it can be also a lead generation form or whatever, so which is quite nice to trigger some information or have some nice content campaigns. So now we have the nice site, we have some translated content, we can go now further and translate all the products and all the contents and target the users. But to really personalize and target, we need to have some more information from the users, which is now basically then the next steps. So once I create the campaigns and I create the contents and assign the products to the different regions and taxonomies, so how can I collect now some more information about my target groups? So we can use Engage. Yeah? So you can use Engage and place within the targeting block for new customers, new visitors, for example, some Engage campaigns where you can win something, get discounts on the products, or get a trial access or whatever, so that you can collect some more profile information about the users for the target groups. And this information can then be transferred into the CDP, which we have seen before. The more information you have, the better you can target your audience groups and create the single customer views for the different regions or resellers or customers. And at the end, when we have all this information collected, we can create our audiences and tackle the content or the products specified for these users, which leads then more for the right content at the right channel. And we can also include the user's purchase history within such a target campaign to really have this correct content at the right channel. And which is also interesting is this AI prediction, which the CDP also can do. So we can predict the behavior, which content could be relevant for you, which product could be relevant for you, so that once we have created the profiles, we can personalize in a very nice way using all these included features. Okay, good. So basically, that's all. I hope you liked it. If there are any questions, go on. Yeah. Yeah. This is basically how you want to present the content. We saw the language switcher. So some customers use just the language switcher to switch, for example, for a simple language. So to transfer the complete site into a different variant, it can be on a content that you click something, or it can be the complete appearance of the site. So you can use these AI tools to modify the text to a specific group, and you can combine it then. You can showcase different variants to different target groups, or the user can select himself which kind of content or product they want to see. Okay? No more questions? Okay, then thanks, and enjoy the coffee time.